What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're taking a look at this 2023 Kia EV6. This is a GT line all-wheel drive finished in Steele Matte Gray. This is a super cool paint color. This car is also $60,000. Let's go ahead and take a look at Kia's fully electric SUV crossover. So underneath this really cool clamshell design, you can find the latch, pop it open. One thing kind of cool, there's actually a little bit of storage under here. You can maybe fit the charger or some other small items. But like I said, this is a fully electric car with a 77.4 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery. It has 320 horsepower with 446 pound-feet of torque, and you're looking at about 252 miles of range. Curb weight's also about 4,500 pounds, and in about 18 minutes you can charge this up on the fast charger for 350 kilowatts. Moving to the styling, this is a pretty cool looking SUV. I especially like all the headlights, the LEDs. You can see how everything lights up very nicely. They're really aggressive too, and I like the contrast down below. You have black trim down below, your camera, and then you can see trim on the farthest sides, a little bit of some shiny material. You have the safety sensor down below. There's functional grille openings to provide cooling when needed. And overall, it's a pretty cool looking car. Kind of looks like a spaceship, especially in this gray color. You have a sharp line on this front clamshell hood. Really cool design, the way it expands all the way to the side. And then at the side profile, you have a nice set of 20-inch wheels. You can see the two-tone color, kind of like a spiral. And then you can see more of this matte color for the fender surround. And then there's nice sharp lines. Got some gloss trim for the side skirt, sharp body line right in the center, and then a set of power folding side mirrors. You can see the turn signal along with a side view camera, finished in gloss black, and I really like the door handles. Flush mounted. When you lock or unlock it, they're gonna automatically pop open. We have more gloss black for the A-pillar, glass roof in the front section, shark fin antenna, then a really nice design for the spoiler in back. Just kind of integrated. There's even lights underneath it, which look really cool at night. Lights up these wider hips of this car. But a really cool side profile as well. The rear end kind of just falls off. It's a sporty looking car. I actually like this a lot. I think it's pretty neat looking. And then in back, you can tap this icon and you have a big door for your charger. You have the hold icon, and then you can tap that one and it's gonna automatically close. The LED bar is super cool as well. It actually lights up the entire way. Brake lights are on the side, and then that's gonna illuminate. And then down below, you're gonna see some gloss trim. You do have a reverse light down below as well. A little bit of chrome trim with your GT line badge, the new Kia logo, and then EV6 on this left side. So overall, I think this is a cool looking vehicle. I've always liked it. One thing really cool with the key fob, you have the remote start, and then you can drive it using the key fob. So if I go ahead and lock it, hold down the remote start, it's gonna automatically turn on the car. You can see the lights turning on, it's starting to hum. And now, if I hold down this forwards button, we can drive this car using the key fob. You can hear everything turning on. So this is really good if you're parked maybe to where you can't get in and out, or maybe you're still in your house and you need to pull this out of the driveway just really quickly. I've actually used this feature a few times already, just getting the car out of the way without having to hop inside. So that is super cool, really cool feature. Basically a remote control car. And then if we just hold that button again, automatically shuts off. Now when you walk up to the car, most of the time it'll actually automatically unlock for you, which is a pretty cool touch. And then inside you can take a look at a super cool interior. The GT line is more of a sporty trim level, not quite the GT, but you do get some cool aspects. You have some black material along the door panel. I really like the white color. Gloss black, your grab handle, window and mirror controls, and this even has two different memory seating sections. You also get the Meridian surround system, controls on the left side of the seat for power controls, and then perforated alcantara throughout the center with that white leather. I like the stitching throughout the center as well. Cool looking headrest, and then the two-spoke flat bottom steering wheel. Really cool looking, especially unique for this EV6. And you might be able to tell there's a lot of ambient lighting. Basically every crack and crevice is going to have lighting of some sorts. Now taking a look now, we can put my foot on the brake and fire it up. You're gonna have two 12.3-inch screens, really nice LCD displays, speedometers on the left. You have some information that will pop up on that right screen. Turn signals will also do the cameras. which is a really cool feature. And then you can cycle through some of the different menus, see a few things in these. So kind of nice to be able to control a lot and see all sorts of vitals within the car. You're also gonna have your drive mode select down here. Changes the animation as well, which is a pretty neat touch. And then down on the far left where you see it says the level 1, these paddle shifters will adjust your regenerative braking while you're driving and adjust basically from coasting to where you can have one pedal driving. You have cruise control on the left, steering intervention, forward pacing, audio controls on the right, stalk on the right for windshield wipers, turn signal on the left, interior dimming, you can see some more ambient lighting, heads-up display, and I really like the stripes all on the dash. Really unique look, super cool looking. Kia's infotainment is pretty typical as you would expect in any Kia. Very easy to use, you have all sorts of information, pretty much everything you're gonna want you can see on the screen. So pretty nice the way everything is laid out. Going into reverse, you get your backup camera, top-down view. You can also cycle through a few different views in back. You have a 360 camera design as well. And if I go into drive, you can now get front view, top-down, and things like that. Now right here is a little interesting. So as you can see, we have volume and power, different shortcuts for map, navigation, things like that. If you want to go to climate, you have to tap that icon. Now all of a sudden we have all the climate controls. This does your temperature, and then you can see that it will default every time back to the other design. So in a couple seconds you're going to see a switch. So that is the default. Whenever you need climate, you have to tap that first. We have heated and ventilated seating, heated steering wheel, USB-C, a normal USB, and then storage all down below with more ambient lighting. You see your drive select, some shortcuts. We have wireless charging, a lot of storage here, and more of the stripes on the center. Opening that up, we have a pretty good amount of storage space, as you would expect. And then a pretty nice glove box. One last look at the interior. I think the EV6 is a cool place to be. I like the sizing, the space and everything. We have a huge sunroof shade, those controls, garage door buttons on the mirror, and then we can turn it all off. So moving on to the back seats now. It's a pretty spacious car. I think it definitely is pretty roomy. And then in back, I already have the seats folded down. So same door panel. The floor is really flat given this is all EV, so there's no like transmission tunnel or anything. As you can see, you have a ton of storage into the back. We'll go ahead and just go there real quick before we pop the seats up. You have a button on the key fob as well as the interior and of course on the bumper. And you can see just how roomy this car is. Super nice for practicality. And we have levers on the left and right side that you're able to pull, and that's gonna fold down those back seats, which makes it really convenient. So if we go ahead and close that up, we have a recline lever right here, and then we can take a look at the back. So sitting here at 5'11", we can recline the seats even more, and you really can get them into a comfortable position. There's USB ports on the backs of these seats. Air vents are over here, and at 5'11", I have a really good leg room, foot room, headroom, everything. So nice design. In the center, we have armrests and cup holders, and I like how you're gonna see the leather in the center, and then the alcantara for my seat. This, of course, you gotta grab the handle to pull it back up, but overall, not too bad. Hopping out once again, you can just get one last look at the materials. Definitely a pretty cool design. So setting off now in the EV6. It's a pretty quick EV. Now you can get the GT, which is a lot quicker, but even this GT line, this thing will pack a nice punch and get up to speed pretty darn quickly. In sport mode, very responsive. Eco mode, of course, a lot more lazy on the acceleration, but it's really nice just how quick this car feels, and it's nice to drive. You know, driving now just on a nice smooth road going 40 miles an hour, it's comfortable, quiet, you don't really hear anything. Huge windshield, good visibility, all the mirrors do a good job, and pretty decent visibility over your left and right shoulder. I would say over your right shoulder, the back is a little bulky to see out of, but honestly with your mirrors correctly set, it's really not all too difficult. So a pretty nice normal car to be in. The seats are really comfortable. I can get in a great position. Steering wheel is comfortable as well with the armrest. So it's just easy to drive. This is one of my more favorite EVs. I think it's just laid out really simple. Interior looks super cool with the stripes, the cool material, and all the ambient lighting. It's pretty nice. As far as handling goes, now this has a 1,000 pound battery pack, and it does help keep that center of gravity low, and when you are taking quick turns, it stays nice and planted. The steering also feels pretty direct. For being an electric car, you know, these are not really performance-focused vehicles. However, this one just drives really solid. If you're even used to maybe more European brands, stuff that just drives really nice, I think the EV6 could be a good option. It feels smooth, it feels really solid, it's tight the way it handles and everything. It just feels like a nice place to be. The interior technology also looks really cool. I think the two screens look nice. They fill out this bezel very well. And the amount of technology that's in it is pretty good. The cruise control works fantastic. I think Hyundai and Kia are one of the best cruise control designs. And of course with the steering intervention, lane keeping, when you're on a good road with good lines, it works flawlessly. So I really like that system in it. I think the tech just works exactly the way you'd want to. These icons, they're a little small to have to kind of think about what you want to press and things like that. And then my only complaint is this section here. While it looks cool, you always have to tap the fan speed to then adjust the climate. And personally, I feel like it's kind of hard to tap all these little tiny buttons, especially how it's so low. I wouldn't mind it up higher on the screen so you don't have to take your view off as much. And then hitting that big bump. Solid build quality. You can tell how it's really solid going over those bumps and everything. But yeah, I'd say that's my only complaint. I'm not the biggest fan of this. I'd rather be up more in plain sight rather than having to look down at these little icons. Other than that though, I mean, this seems like a really well-rounded option with not too many complaints. It's just a nice place to be. Plenty of power on this mid-level trim and a pretty good electric crossover.